Hey there, just here again. I'd like to talk about the importance of talking with other people, particularly friends. There's so much healing talking with your friends. I think there's so much healing that happens when you have friends that you can talk about your problems. Because usually, what happens is that, personally, in my experience, I'm not really someone who opens to friends immediately. Like, usually, I try to deal with stuff on my own. Like, yes, I do have a best friend. I do have friends for sure, but I don't really open up to them as much. Not because I don't trust them, but it's more of like it's like I don't want to bother them because they also have their own problems, which is, like it's true. Everyone has their own problems. Everyone has their own struggles. But I'm just realizing how important really it is to actually open up to people, to actually open up to your friends, because those struggles that bothers you, those things that bottles up inside your heart, could be, like could be released because you actually have opened them up to people. But of course, in doing so, you actually have to talk to people that you trust. You actually have to talk with people um, who understands you, and someone who is actually who has good intentions for your well-being. I think that's also very important. And also, support really matters. No matter how you say that you can do things alone, support is one of the elements in healing. Support matters. It's vital to your healing. People who encourage you, people who are there for you no matter what, no matter which state of life you are in, people who are like that, they matter. Support matters. Support matters so much because people you surround yourself with either make or break you. I think that's definitely true. You have to be around people who supports you. I think I read this quote before. It's Andre de Shields. It says, "Surround yourself with people whose eyes light up when they see you coming." When I read that, I was like, hmm. And then it just got stuck on me because I realize now that the importance of support. It really makes such a big impact into your life. Support makes a big impact into your life. So yeah. And of course, you wouldn't open up to people whom you feel like someone who just gives advices without really understanding where you are coming from. I think that's also one of the factors why I started to not open up to people, because I definitely have been in the situation where I try to open up to people because it's good, right? Because it would help me because I get to see other else's perspective, I get to see other else's perception. But then it would be actually more painful sometimes if you talk to people for help without them actually understanding or realizing where you are coming from. For instance, being depressed. I'm actually really glad that in today's age, people know about mental health awareness, how there are lots of advocates already who are spreading awareness, who are making the lead towards mental health awareness. But of course, there are really still some people who doesn't really understand how depression works, how mental health disorders work, because for them it just appears to be, in Filipino we call it kaartehan, a choice to be depressed, where in fact it's literally a medical condition. It's like having a heart attack You don't say that as kaartehan because it's not. It's a medical condition. That, for example, people who don't understand depression usually would tend to be like, oh, okay, you don't have to be sad. Like, you just have to be happy. You have to choose it. Really? Unless the people that doesn't really go through depression, but, people who have empathy, people who are empathetic, someone who can put themselves on your shoes, someone who can understand what you're going through, you know, someone who tries to, who gives space, or like who leaves space for understanding on stuff that they don't usually go, that they haven't gone through. Except for those people, you wouldn't be always understood. And depression might hurt more for you if you actually open up to people who doesn't really, like understand or have the empathy to understand what you're going through, to be in your shoes. Yeah, then again, I think like the importance of talking to friends, the importance of having support, is just crucial for the betterment of your mental health. It really is. It really is. Also, I just realized how, isn't it crazy how sometimes after all the hardships that you went through, and then after learning, I don't want to open up anymore because they cannot understand me, stuff like that, and then you just start not opening, and then you come to another season of your life, you meet other people, and then having learned that, you try not to open, but then you meet these people, and you realize like, hey, they're maybe trustworthy. They're actually trustworthy to open up. It's crazy how sometimes, like similar to love, sometimes we love the people who don't deserve it. Sometimes we open up to people who doesn't deserve it. Sometimes we open up to wrong people, and then when the right people comes in, you try not to open up because you have learned not to open up because you had experiences with the wrong people. It's you know how crazy that is. These right people started coming in, and then you've learned how not to open up. It's just crazy. It's all about being able to discern if this people is trustworthy to open up or not. You only have to open up to people that you trust. Yeah. There's a saying, right? No man is an island. I think that's very true. Though most of the times you really have to deal with stuff on your own. There is help. And even though, sometimes there seems to be help at all, like me right now, sometimes I don't really believe that. I don't really believe that there's help. I don't really believe that someone would be there for me, but one or two people, like they would listen to you. They would try to understand. They would understand you. It's actually crazy how, as painful as it is, but the fact is sometimes the people that we expect to be there for us are usually the ones who aren't there for us. I remember how my partner told me that, like you can choose your family. Family isn't just blood. Anyway, talking to friends is important. Therapies are important too. And yeah, if you're suffering from any mental health disorder, or even if you don't have any disorder, just everyone needs a friend. They do. They really do need a friend. And yeah, please be kind, be understanding. That's all. I hope you have a great